Hey, good morning. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you. It's always your brother, your comrade, your cousin in the D. Yatta IMEAN. Just tapped in this morning just to build lightly on a few things as far as the morning wake up, the morning dew, the morning motion, today's activities in life, support and the reality of support and having and being are very important things. Being able to have someone in your corner is very, very, very inspiring, very influential to your growth and development. Being able to tap in to someone else's energy or influence in order to be is an incredible thing when it comes to lifting your spirits and lifting the energy that you're dealing with. Sometimes we have to engage with those who have dysfunctional spirits and energy and extract from them the useful parts. Having support groups. When you look at the dynamics of women's relationship, they have a sisterhood which comprises of different levels of supporting each other through the system, through growth and development, through raising the children, through grocery shopping, through shopping period, through navigating through life, and having that system, that friend, or that source and resource as someone you can rely on has built the confidence level of the women who navigate through life today, so they speak from a more empowered voice. Black men and men do not have that same type of system when navigating through life because men are naturally competitors. We have a competitive nature, so when we engage in development, engage in motion, engage in doing and having and being, then the competitive parts of our nature become pronounced, because in this world where they've pushed the male or the reality of the male as the dominant reality in life, we have to look at the real reality of that. There's never going to be two kings occupying the same throne. There's never going to be two gods occupying the same space. So when a man begins to build himself in character, build himself in wealth, build himself in intelligence, build himself in foundation, he begins to spread and broaden his availability and his abilities to do things and be able to perform, and his ability to represent God in person. When you see those people moving, using their faculties for their own benefits and using their faculties, which is hearing, seeing, touching, for positive means, then you should look at them and study them, because they've tapped into themselves and learned to use the tools that Allah has given us, God has given us, so we can navigate through life. A lot of times we are raised to look at other male figures in different realities, such as basketball, athleticism. As black men, those are the charts that we are given for the measurement of being manly, godly, or being superior in this world. Not intelligent, not morally sound, not being financially stable, not being a sound brother. So when we look at these different systems, sisterhood, and how the women operate and support each other through that chain, through developing each other. When we look at brotherhood, how competitive nature steps out and prevents us from being able to support each other in higher levels of being, because that emotional side kicks in and we as men don't fare well with dealing with emotions. So when you have those in your midst who bring out the better side of you, then you must thank God for that. You must thank Allah for having someone to bring out the better character in you. Support. When you look at those who are successful in this world, those men who have achieved and accomplished monumental achievements and goals and aspired to be something that is pivotal in moral substance and character. We look at their sleeve, Malcolm, Martin, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all of these individuals whom we look at throughout history as men were supported by a wife. The Holy Quran said one half of man's faith is his wife or his. So looking at that and understanding the depths of that, we have to realize that support comes from different areas of being. We have to learn to apply those support groups. The other morning, I got 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, I got a text message from my minister. He sent me a message about men from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and said that man deserves the opportunity to grow and be. But when we put devices and put things before brothers to prevent them from moving forward, or put things before such as emotion, such as clouded information, such as misinformation, we prevent our opportunity to grow further. Because when you see one man grow up out of the mud to becoming and to being, then you have the opportunity to witness and examine that example of life in being and becoming and standing and being foundational. We have to look at those individuals in our life who represent these pivotal paths. I look at that message that I received the other morning as a reminder of what is afforded to me by God, by Allah. Hey, we are deserved the opportunity to grow inwardly, outwardly, but we must have the right type of support. Women, you have to support your man, no matter his ups and downs and the fight that he fights. You have to find the substance to inject into his reality, to make him see what is more important, most important, such as family, such as being able to secure or place inside of your family the heart to love and to be safe. See, we as men have a great responsibility, and it doesn't matter if you have a paycheck or not. It's about your leadership qualities. It's about your ability to lead and navigate your family through the wilderness of this North America, or through this opposition that you face. We are not born with silver spoons as black men and women in America. So we have to learn what value is, what wealth is, what meaning is, what substance is. McDonald's chicken, nuggets, and that line of restaurants is not a great meal. It's not a meal that's filled with great mineral substance that will provide us a healthier input for our day. So we got to get off the McDonald's list and start providing our families with the essentials to becoming better and bigger and more productive. We have to listen to the things that are not said. Support from a social system. We see these brothers and sisters pushing these platforms and pushing these organizations with very minimal amount of support. But their spirit is big. Their hearts is big and deep into their program. So they push forward no matter what. You have to have tenacity. The ability to move and provide a sound truth, a sound reality in person and character, no matter what the circumstances are. Support. Today, I provide digital literacy support for those who chime in, who tap in, or whatever it is that's necessary for business development. Right now, I'm standing in front of my own networking system that I've set up. It's because of that I'm able to tap into people and show them how to navigate through this World Wide Web and produce or submit things of substance or better value than just the everyday a murder was done, a killing happened, some dramatic in the neighborhood. We're not exposing those type of elements because the people are sick, and we know that. So if you ride past the hospital, you know that those people entering that door are either patients or the doctors. People are not just pulling up to the hospital because it looks good, because it smells good, and it's a comfort zone. People are pulling up for service. And when we pull up today, mentally, spiritually, and physically, we have to understand what level of service we are trying to receive or give. The life of a servant, Abdullah, which is a name that is given to one who submits his will and becomes a slave to Allah, to God, to righteousness, to the people, and to doing the proper thing. We must put more substance in the minds of our children by employing more realities in our household, by giving them a better example to mirror. BET is no longer in existence, but TikTok, Instagram, anything on YouTube, all of these different media exposures of different forms of ill characters have entered your home through your child. on top of the underlying realities that you as an individual or as a parent have infused in your child through the birthing of that child, through the rearing of that child, by the things that you innately show as an example of what a human should be, what relationships should be, or what conversation should look like. We have to change the dynamics of our support group. It ain't always your chance to win. Sometimes you got to push your brother forward in order for the whole to win. That means you have to lower your emotional side and be more in control with your mind. That's what man is, mind. To be able to control the faculties within yourself and your inner being, to stand in the shoes of leadership, to be a responsible and one who has accountability attached to him. I don't leave my house or move through society as a rogue individual, as a person who has no character. You see me switch up from the street mode to the suits and have a different conversation. But I'm not leaving my home without making a prayer. I'm not leaving my house without having my mindset on doing one or the other. That is being service or being a servant to my community. We have to look at that, man, and analyze that. You don't got to wait for the preacher to call you, the minister to call you. You ain't got to wait for God to come, because that's too late. It's too late when God speaks to your life. You're on your way out. It's too late when those signs and symbols that were given to you as deterrents. Hey, change your path. Hey, this is a reminder. You going wrong. Hey, listen. Those things are coincidental. When your subconscious mind begins to speak to you and redirect your directions or make you witness different happenings, it's because you are given a warning. We are all given a warning when things are going south. In order to redirect our being and our personality, we have to dig within ourselves and grab our character and grab our mind and begin to push in a proper direction of growth and development. It's your cousin, your brother in the D. I didn't just get on here to read a book to you. I come to tell you about life and its happenings. You know, a lot of times they don't push and they be afraid of my company, because when you look at the background, a lot of my brothers and sisters who stand with me or behind me or next to me have a decorated background. They either went through that storm and prevailed, or they're an example of a storm that is life-changing. So people chime in to things that makes them more secure or more comfortable in the presentation. My mannerisms is reflected in my son. When you see my son or you see my family, they represent me. They represent my level of intelligence. They represent my level of mannerisms or moral substance. They represent my level of communication. They represent my idealism of what life should look like They represent that quality of being. So all of my daughters are hustlers. They get to the money. They call me with every life-changing event that happens. They may not call me every day, but they call me when it's important, when they're making decisions. So that made me think that I made it to being a real father, because the daddy gets called every day for things that are insignificant. Hey, daddy, I need my phone bill paid. Hey, daddy, I need some of this. Hey, daddy, can you help me with that? You know, when my daughters call me, they call me for help, but after they've tried to help themselves. So their father is not reaching out to an abundance of people for support until I've tried to help myself first. I'm not scared to ask for help. We have to stop allowing shame to prevent us from being. Step in the quality of your nature. Step in the quality of your being by being responsible. By being responsible with yourself and your direction of yourself. When you hit the door today, pray and put in your mind, when you leave, what type of services you are requiring, or what type of service or servant you're going to be. Because you're either going to be a servant or you're going to be the served. Make up your mind before you leave that door. Every day when I leave the door, I look to serve God's people or serve my Father in the fullest of my capacity. But I'm never looking to be servant to something that's beneath the quality of life in which I believe in which I believe we should have. So when you see me, minus my wife, minus these different things, sometimes the separation is needed so that you could develop character. But when you come back together, you put it together to make programs, operations work, because a man without intelligence cannot perform or do duties on his own independently. You need someone else outside of yourself to guide you with their intelligence, with their experience. Tap into someone of substance, experience today. Stop being niggardly. Stop being a so-called Negro. Stop having the relationships and conversations and dealings on the same level that has deteriorated your family, that has deteriorated your friendships, that has deteriorated your neighborhood, that has deteriorated the black family. Hey, it's your cousin in the D, Yatta IMEAN. I don't be talking that hip-hop. I don't be talking all that foo-fo. I be talking real, man, because when I wake up out of the bed, I pray. I come down here, get my family together, make sure they go to school, my son to school, to move. I check on Pops. I got a responsibility of Pops every day, you know, so it's teaching me how to be a nurturer. It's teaching me how to be a different person from a different realities. But I also have to be a brother. I have to find the balance in being. Because my responsibilities are great. Take the opportunity to analyze those in your midst and their responsibilities. If their responsibilities do not equate to yours, then you have to take the time to separate yourself and join on to those who share the same forms of responsibility and in-depthness of thinking and being and standing. May Allah bless you and may peace be upon you. It's your cousin in the D. Follow me, tap in, push whatever you got going on, and let's collaborate. Let's talk about it. The only way that you know love is to be love. So every time you see me, it's all love. Yatta IMEAN, your cousin and indeed. You know what it is. Tap in. Hey, yo, 119-160 Evergreen. You can meet me there every Sunday. That's Mars #1 in Detroit. The life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has inspired me to be and become. So the man that I am today is because Allah saved my life and put me in motion at a different capacity. May peace be upon you.